Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm the Spicer and today's unboxing of the high-grade GP01FB comes to you courtesy of those fine folks over at Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things Plamo and Gunpla here in North America. With flat rate shipping to the US and Canada, a private warehouse option, and a vast catalog that's restocked regularly, they're going to have just about anything you're looking for. When you're checking out that vast catalog and placing your next order, don't forget to use the promo code GUNPLANetwork to save yourself 10% off. Just like I've done in the past, these unboxings are not necessarily a part-by-part breakdown, but just my general thoughts going into the build. And knowing that this is a 23-year-old high grade, I've got some thoughts. I've built a fair few kits from around this era, so I generally know what to expect. I will say, however, this one just really gives me some like retro vibes, and part of it is obviously the GP01, but it is going to be interesting to see how this high grade stacks up against the real grade. And I don't necessarily mean one-to-one, obviously, but does the real grade invalidate this is kind of my question going in. This is probably going to be something that if you want to pose would be better than the real grade, but then I would also say the master grades are roughly around kind of the equivalent to this in terms of age, and it would probably still be better. So I don't really know. I did look through the manual, and it does things in a weird old-timey way, which is strange, but it is fine. You start off building the arms first. Okay, that's fine. But generally speaking, I'm pretty lax about most things. Like, there are a few kits that irritate me to no end, but it's not necessarily an age thing ever. It's usually something that is just very floppy. It's not very stable. It falls apart a lot. And at least with older high grades, that's not something you have to worry about. They're really stable, but usually to the point that it limits articulation. So we'll see if, this 20-year-old amount of articulation is workable, or if there is really a need for all that extra articulation we get today. We'll see. I don't know what any of the joints are going to look like, obviously. Of course, looking at the parts and everything, I have a basic idea, but as far as the mechanisms and such, I'm not really sure until I build it, so we'll find out. I will point out, though, you do get the one toothpick beam saber, the legacy of the 20-year-old high grades here. It's kind of fun to see it, and it does make me think. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you would be curious and looking for something like this, of doing like a quick little short of what it would look like to be painted, and then maybe trying to customize the just hilts that go into the backpack to be adaptable to like just regular modern day beam saber blades. So if you guys would be interested in like a 30-60 second video and a short, let me know. I might be able to do that, but for now, I'm not going to paint that toothpick. It's going to be right out of box when I do that review, so get ready for that. I will say I am excited. The GP01 full burn year is like one of my favorite designs, and I think a lot of people have this opinion. It's just super cool looking. Like, this feels kind of like what the Gundam Mark II should have been, and I love the Mark II, by the way, but this does feel like the next step in that RX-78 lineage, because it largely is, but it just looks so cool. I love it. The big thrusters on the back, the big kind of extended shoulders, the sharper kind of upcurved V-fin, just everything, save for the beam rifle. I kind of hate the beam rifle, but everything else on this just is really great, and I like, as much as I kind of dislike how fragile the real grade can be, it is by far one of the best looking suits out of box. Like, it's up there with the Sonanju in my opinion. It looks phenomenal, and a large part of it is due to the design. So if this real grade or this high grade can do the design any justice at all, I'm be quite pleased with it. Whether or not it does is yet to be seen. But at least with the number of runners and parts here, I think it will be workable. I don't think it's going to be the definitive version of the GP01FB in 1/144 scale, but I do think it is not a terrible option if you don't want to opt for messing with the real grade, because, you know, having built it, I can understand why you would avoid it. It's not the worst thing out there, but it is fairly fragile, and the core fighter system just doesn't work very well in it. And much like this high grade, I kind of wish they wouldn't have done it. So at least stability-wise, I think this is going to end up being pretty good. But those are kind of my thoughts. A little rambly, I know, but let me know if you've built this in the comments down below, some things to look out for, some tips, if you enjoyed it, how it has held up for you, so that I generally know kind of what to look out for. Anyway, I've been the Spicer here with the Gunpla Network. As always, friends, do your best to stay safe and keep on building.